For the past 2.5 decades, I have been helping people affected by disasters. In 1998, when a cyclone hit the coast of Gujarat in Kandla, it took away more than 3,000 precious lives in just a few hours. It was not such a severe cyclone. Unfortunately, it was a systems failure that led to high life loss. Thousands of poor workers in opal salt mines lost their lives because they did not get warnings in time. Many were fatally injured because the thin tin roofs of their homes hit them as they flew like missiles. Fresh out of college, I was in Delhi that time. My batchmate Anshu and I had just formed Seeds as a non-profit organization. We hopped on a train to the cyclone-affected areas. What we witnessed was a scene of complete devastation. Homes were destroyed, schools were shattered, fishermen's boats were damaged, agriculture fields flooded with saline water. We saw in people's eyes their trauma and helplessness. We immersed ourselves in relief operations. But as we progressed, we realized what a terrible mistake we were making. In our enthusiasm to give away relief goods, we hadn't considered what their real needs were. An old man receiving clothes even asked me, "Will I wear such clothes? These are not in my culture." I wondered if as a society we really valued the dignity of their lives. A simple J-hook could have held down those roofs from being blown away. A good cyclone warning system could have helped evacuate in time. We were soon back in our homes and the world had forgotten the tragedy. Somewhere, some fine print narrated stories of people permanently displaced from the cyclone or coping with the loss of their sole bread earners. Since the 1990s, the frequency of such disasters has increased significantly. What is visible to us is the large-scale damage that these disasters cause. We pour our hearts out in immediate relief and then hardly care about what happened afterwards. In India, 80% of all funding for disasters is spent on relief. Public spending has doubled from rupees 14,000 crores annually to 29,000 crores in the last decade. What we have failed to observe is not only have the same communities been hit over and over again, the number of disaster events too has increased from a few hundreds to thousands in a year. 90% of these disasters are attributed to climate change. Today, there are at least 200 hotspots in India that are experiencing recurrent disasters caused by climate change, and where in the next 10 years, the population will be more than 300 million. That's about a quarter of India's population. Can we remain oblivious to the distress that these disasters are bringing to people? At Seeds, we have tried a shift in approach from relief to resilience. In the 20 years since the Kandla cyclone, we have consciously done relief work based on real needs, but also gone beyond relief. In the northeastern state of Assam, a climate hotspot, where floods have become a twice-in-a-year phenomena, we collaborated with communities to answer questions like, how do you live when it floods every few months? We went back to discover bamboo, fast going out of fashion, to build flood-resilient houses that remain above the highest flood levels and where damaged part of houses are easily replaced since the raw material is available in abundance. In the last 4 years, floods have hit Assam 7 times, yet the bamboo houses have remained fully functional. What we spent on one-time adaptation and preparedness was still less than spending on 7 repeated cycles of relief. Seeds has since responded in 35 such emergencies, impacting 3 million lives. Each time, we have followed a 3-step process. First, alleviate suffering, provide relief as soon as possible. Second, stay back and collaborate together with communities, implement solutions that ensure their resilience. And third, advocate with government to ensure preparedness for the next disaster. All these have been possible because our partners in civil society, private sector, academia, and the government have seen and understood the circularity of climate-induced disasters. Today, climate is changing like never before in history. 4 billion people, nearly half of the world's population, is already affected by disasters. Our lands are warming, which means more water stress, more forest fires. Our oceans are warming, which means more cyclones and flooding. At this rate, by 2030, there would be at least 5 more climate disasters in the world every single day. We just cannot continue with business as usual, putting band-aid solutions disaster after disaster. Imagine, before this decade ends, our generation can inspire a people-led partnership to help those affected by the climate crisis to survive and thrive in a dignified manner. The former American President Barack Obama said, "We are the first generation to feel the effect of climate change and the last generation who can do something about it." Since we have to live with the ongoing climate crisis, the next time you want to help, don't stop at providing relief. Think about building resilience.